What's up? What's up? What's up? It's your boy, the network. And today's topic is not Ariana Grande and her new single, Thank You Next. It is subsection 2.2 C Charlie, Multipoint, which is a subsection of section 2.2, Explain Frame Relay. This is a topic in the CCNP route exam code 300-101, version 2.0. Remember, make sure you are studying for the correct exam code and the correct version, because these exams retire and new ones come out. So, no, I don't really listen to Ariana Grande, although I like the joint that she did with Nicki Minaj. But, yeah, that came from the request line, a.k.a. my girlfriend. Anyways, let's look at the exam blueprint to see where we came from and where we are headed. All right, so this is the exam blueprint right here, implementing Cisco IP routing. Again, exam code 300-101. We just wrapped up point-to-point, and I know I said I wasn't going to do one today for multipoint, but I created a topology. Actually, I kind of jacked a blank one and just kind of created my own activity out of it. And it is going to be 2.2 C Charlie multipoint. Frame relay multipoint is what we're doing today. After that, we finally going to move on to layer 3 technologies. That's 40% of the exam, so y'all really got to pay attention on that section. On that note, frame relay. Here is the official definition. Now, I told y'all what this is. In my own words, it's a layer 2 WAN solution. Basically, it's a wide area network solution that you use, that you communicate with with layer 2 frames. I don't know how simply put I can make that, but basically, it's an industry standard switched data link layer protocol, aka layer 2, that handles multiple virtual circuits. Y'all remember what virtual circuits are, right? Using HDLC encapsulation between connected devices. Now, HDLC is the default for Cisco devices. We are studying the encapsulation frame relay. Frame relay is more efficient than X25, the protocol for which it is generally considered a replacement. I've said this definition multiple times already in the past couple videos, but this is just in case you stumble upon this video. I decided to read that again for y'all. Came from Cisco. So, we're not going to get too much into the theory. We're just going to jump right into hands-on. If you really want more theory and definitions and stuff like that, you can go to the last video. That is point-to-point. I kind of go more in depth with the definitions and stuff. I might touch up on it on this one, but we're going to do mostly hands-on. Let's just run through these slides and get back to our studies. Remember, don't use this as your only source of studying. I might have a quirky sense of teaching. This is just my way of remembering things. Remember, I just did these videos for me. They normally be at 0 to 1 view, so I'm lucky if you even watch it. Anyway, so this is the difference between a point-to-point topology and a point. I know I point to multipoint, and I've been saying that in these videos. It's just multipoint topology for frame relay. So on the left-hand side, a point-to-point is just a node to one node. It could be a computer to a computer, an ad hoc network. It could be, in this case, a router to a router. That's a point-to-point. It's just two devices on one link. Now, a point to actually, see, I said it again. It's just stuck in me. A multi-point connection. Really, theoretically, you'd have a frame relay cloud in this. It's just one device connecting to multiple other devices, right? That's the reason why I called it point to multipoint. But really, because you got a hub right here, and then these guys are considered spokes. But really, we're studying frame relay. There will be a cloud in the middle right here with a frame relay switch in it, which would represent your internet service provider or ISP, and they connect these guys to make it look like they're physically connected with what's called PVCs. So they're connected but virtually connected, hence the name permanent virtual circuit. So again, this is the difference between multi-point and point-to-point. A point-to-point link, again, is just one device, one device. If you look at the bottom right here, point-to-point. Shout out to Professor Graziani out of Cabrillo College, just somewhere in California, I believe Santa Cruz or something like that. I ran into his slides multiple times online, and the way his teaching style is just perfect. Frame relay cloud right here in the middle. We got the this is a point-to-point. This is RTA, RTD. That's one point-to-point link, right? Now, multi-point link, we have we would create sub-interfaces for our multi-point links, right? So we have a sub-interface here. We would have a physical interface right here, serial 00. Then the sub-interface will be serial 001, and we're gonna map multiple delcies. We can have delcy 18 to take us to that, delcy 19 to take us to that. We can have 20, 21, 22, 23, all connecting to just one sub-interface. That's what would be considered a multi-point link. The only difference is with the configuration is you just changing this keyword here from point to point. If you look in the last video, we did interface, we did a sub-interface name or number, and then we just put the keyword or basically command point to point, point hyphen to hyphen point. It's all one word when you type it though. You just put P and then tab over. It'll say point to point. This guy, you just put multi-point. That's all you're changing. That's why these are highlighted. The reason why these sub-interfaces, again, are useful is because of the split horizon rule. Again, split horizon means it's a rule that prevents routing loops from happening on the network. In this example, we have a RIP update coming from router 3, going to router 2, going over to router 1. He received it on this interface, but he is not going to send it back out the same interface because of the split horizon rule. If we had multiple sub-interfaces, we would be able to receive the RIP update, the RIP update, and send it out of a sub-interface. These sub-interfaces that we create in a frame relay network will allow us to receive and send routing protocol updates and control traffic like CDP. Let's go ahead and move on to the activity. Again, I'm trying not to waste y'all time. I know I spent almost an hour in the point-to-point video. We're going to try to cut this short today. This is the topology. Like I said, it looks like what I mentioned in this slide, right? Multi-point. But this time, like I said, it's going to have a cloud in the middle, the ISP, with the frame relay switch connecting to multiple points. In this topology, we have router 1 with his branch offices. We could just say that this is our headquarters or New York office, and these are our remote offices. We just have our ISP, Spectrum, Bright House, CenturyLink, whatever you want to call it. They give us the delcies that we map to our local interfaces. And that's what we're going to do in this activity here. This is a 1841 router. Don't know why I picked that guy, but whatever. All right, so we're going to start off with configuring frame relay multi-point sub-interfaces. I'll probably leave the configuration at the bottom of this video here. But anyways, here's your spoiler alert right here. Configure, in this activity, we'll configure frame relay with 2 sub-interfaces to reach router 1, for router 1 to reach router 2, and router 1 to router 3. The connection from router 1 to router 4 will only be a point-to-point link. It will already be configured, so we're not going to worry about this guy. This is going to be a point-to-point link, but these are going to be multi-point links. Notice how these 2 serial interfaces are shut down. We're going to have to bring them up. Configure router 1 to use sub-interfaces. But first, we need to bring up the physical interface. Enable, configure. Actually, the serial interface is already up, as you can see right here, because he's got a point-to-point link there. Let's go ahead and do a show IP interface brief so we can see what we got going on so far. Brief. we got our physical interface here, a sub interface, 000.2, 2.1 is the IP address, and it takes us to there. We can tell by doing do show frame map. See what we got mapped so far. We got 000.2, a point-to-point link, like I said, delcy 102, broadcast status defined. It's active. Now remember the statuses, right? For PVCs, these are the active states. Active indicates that the connection is active and that routers can exchange data. If it's inactive, obviously, local connection to the router switch is working, but the remote router connection to the frame relay switch is not working or deleted. So I'll run that command so you can see when they're turned on or not, or active or inactive. So far we've only got one mapping. Interface serial 000. So we got our .2 already, right? Let's go ahead and create a .1. Last time in the last video we was doing Point-to-point, treat as a point-to-point link. Now we're going to do multi-point, treat as a multi-point link. Only the difference. That's the main difference here. You're still going to be statically mapping delcies to IP addresses and stuff, but this is the main difference between point-to-point and multi-point. In this case, we're doing multi-point. And notice how we're at 5% complete. The serial sub-interface is up. .1 is up. Let's go ahead and give him an IP address. 192.168.1.1, right? Because here's the other one. 2.1 was for .2. We're going to give 000.1 the IP address 1.1. 250, the subnet mask 255.255.255.0. Pop quiz. What's the CIDR notation for that? /24. You should know that already by now. That's the easy one. Last time I took like a gazillion seconds just to think about what /30 was. We got 16% of this complete so far. Frame relay interface delcy 100, right? I think I forgot to put this one in the next router. I wrote these instructions. I forgot to put that in the next router. But anyways, we're going to create the delcy mapping now, right? Delcy 100. We're bringing that up. And then we're going to do frame. This came from that Migos song that I was doing to help y'all memorize this part of the command. Frame, map, IP, delcy, which in this case 100, broadcast. Remember? Map, IP, delcy, broadcast. I'll be thinking of these corny stuff. I'll be telling y'all. So this is how I remember the stuff when I sit in the exam. I'll be thinking about Migos. Boom, I remember stuff. Okay, frame relay, interface delcy 101. And then frame relay map IP 192.168.1.3. Delcy. The delcy in this case is 101. Broadcast. These are wrong. I'm doing these wrong. Actually, I might be doing these right. Let's just do a show run to see what we got so far. Do show run. We got our 1.2 is mapped to 100. 1.3 is mapped to 101. We got our interface delcies right here. Notice how it said we needed to configure the clock rate. We already received the clock rate. How? The ISP provided that to us. Our internet service provider provided us that clock rate. So we didn't have to configure this command. If y'all want to see that, I don't really mess with the frame relay cloud. If you want to learn this stuff, it's a CCNA. There's actually a certification for this. It's like CCNA service provider or something like that. The clocking is done on this guy right here. I don't know exactly where, but that's where the clocking is done on this guy. If you know, leave a comment in the description below if you know exactly how the clock rate was configured. Anyway, we're gonna move on to router 2. I think something is missing here, but we're gonna move on to router 2. Configure frame relay encapsulation on the serial 000 interface of router 2. Did we bring him up? That serial interface, 000 interface. We got .1. We did some broadcasts. I think that's all correct. So yeah. Anyway, look. Let's double check this. Look, this map IP is going to take us to router 2. This second map is going to take us to router 3. So we got sub interfaces. We got this sub interface with 2 maps underneath them. That's going to take us to 2 different routers. That's what a multi-point link is. Let's go on to router 2. CLI, enable, configure, terminal, interface, serial 000. encapsulation, frame relay. Let's do a show frame relay map. Nothing so far, right? Let's do a no shut to bring him up. Something is definitely missing. Encapsulation frame relay. We did that already. Let's get out of this and get into the sub interface. We're gonna create multiple sub interfaces here. Interface serial 000.1. What we put here? Do you remember the keyword here? That's the point of the video today. Multipoint. 44% complete. Now we have our serial interface that's up. Let's do show IP interface. We'll see what we got so far. Interface brief. Here's what we got so far. We got a physical interface, and then we had to bring him up, and then we have a sub interface underneath him. 000.1. He's up, but he has nothing mapped to him yet. He has nothing mapped to him yet. So let's give him an IP address. 192.168.1.2, 255.255.255.0. Actually, nothing is missing. Here's what I wanted to show y'all. Let's do a show frame relay map to see what we got so far, because I noticed that some stuff came up, but I wish I'd have showed y'all so that way y'all can see what happened. Show frame map. Here's what we got mapped so far. There we go. Serial 000.1. This guy is up. Delcy 100. So this is going to take us to that. This is going to take us to that. The IP 1.3, Delcy 101, static, broadcast. The encapsulation is Cisco, or the LMI is Cisco. It's active. You remember the statuses, right? Here go the statuses in case y'all forgot. Go ahead and pause it right here. All right, moving right along. You should have paused it. Let's go on to, let's finish router 3. Where were we? Actually, I don't think we finished router 2. Let's finish router 2. So we created the sub interface, gave him an IP address. Let's do our mappings now. Frame relay map. Frame relay interface Delcy 100, and then frame relay interface Delcy 101. Now I don't think we got to do static mapping because we already mapped it on router 1. So, and the ISP is going to bring that information over to us, I believe. So let's double check though. Frame relay. Let's create a mapping. 100 is supposed to take us to router 1, right? So router 1's IP address was 1. I don't have an addressing table for this. Remember, I made this up. 1.1. That's his IP address, right? So let's create a mapping for him. Frame relay IP. The IP address 192.168.1.1. 100 broadcast. See, that's the wrong. We got to get out of this. Not in the sub interface we do that. We just do frame relay. Frame. Where am I at here? Go back to in the sub interface. Serial 0.1 multipoint frame relay IP map. No, I guess I don't have to do that. With frame relay, we just do, frame map. No, we didn't have to do that. Oh, yeah, we do. Okay, frame relay IP address 192.168.1.1 Delcy 100 broadcast. Address already in map. See that? we didn't have to do it. Let's do show frame map. See what we got mapped so far. Boom. By just doing that frame relay interface del C100, it mapped it for us. So router 3, we're going to do the same thing. Bring up the physical interface and then the sub interfaces. So enable, configure, terminal, interface, serial 000, encapsulation, frame, relay, no shut. That brings him up. Let's do a show IP interface brief. See what we got so far. We got a serial 000 interface, 000 interface with no IP address. It's up. We're gonna have to create a sub interface. Interface, that is sub. Interface serial 000.1 multipoint, right? What we got so far? Do show frame. Do show IP interface brief. Now we have a sub interface that's up. We're gonna give him an IP address: 192.168.1.3, 255.255.255.0. Pop quiz. What's the side notation for that? /24. You already know that. Frame relay interface del C 100 and frame relay interface del C. Actually, let's do a show map. Show frame map. See what we got so far. Nothing, right? Nothing. Let's do show frame LMI. We got some messages coming in. Frame map. Now the map came in. See? Map came in. That's what the LMI messages do. These messages you see coming in, notice how we did frame relay map a million times and nothing came up until a couple seconds. I believe it's every 10 seconds that the LMI messages get sent, if I'm not mistaken. I'll put a link in I'll research that and put a link in the description. We only got one more mapping to do. Frame relay interface del C 101. Notice how we're 100% complete. Let's go ahead and see if we can ping router 1 to router 3. Ping 192.168.1.3, and the ping was successful immediately. That is how you configure frame relay with multi-point links. If you like this video, please comment, like, subscribe, share it to the world. Let them know that networking is fun. Subscribe to the network.